guys, welcome back to my channel. It's AJ and happy Wednesday. I know you guys have noticed that my videos are getting later and later. Um, yes, they are because I am in the midst of an epic change that I'm doing. And in my life, and as far as my schedule is going, my daughter is running around here, so I'm trying to make sure she doesn't run into my tripod. But I'm in the midst of doing an epic change in my life, and as far as my schedule and things, stop running into that. No, no, baby. Thank you. And so with that comes, sorry, gotta fix the screen now. With that comes some adjustments that need to be made. And, I already told you guys that I'm going through allergies and all that stuff. So I'm just trying to get in my flow of things. So, yes, the videos are being uploaded a little later, but, I'm still uploading the videos 5 days a week consistently. I'm not playing around with that. So, as I stated, I may miss a day, but that will be on rare occasion, and this is not one of those occasions. So, yes, there's that. And don't mind the scarf on my head. Got a lot going on with my hair right now that I'm trying to work on and get together. So, yeah, there's that. So today's topic, since I have my baby with me, is going to be who's currently trying to climb on the TV. Get down, girl. Uh, but traits about my daughter Naomi that inspire me. So I don't want this to only be something that you think. Yes, it's an ode to my daughter, but also it's something that we should realize about kids in general, and that we should actually aspire to be more like the children that we raise because they're fearless, and they're determined, and we'll get into all of those traits momentarily. But yes, and if you haven't already, which you should have been in the habit of by now, uh, coming up with 5 things that you're grateful for today and 5 positive affirmations about yourself that you would like to repeat throughout the day. I know it's like going on 10 o'clock or so, but even for the last 2 hours or until the morning, you can still say those affirmations and say what you're grateful for until you go to sleep. And then when you wake up tomorrow, you got new affirmations and new things that you're grateful for. So go ahead and come up with those 5 things. Yay. And let's get to it. So the first trait that inspires me about Naomi is her determination. This girl never gives up. When she wants something, she goes for it. And she does it. She fails, tries, fails, tries, fails, tries, fails until she gets it. And that's something that we need to do. We need to put that desire, that burning desire in our heart and in our minds and say, this is what I want. And no matter how many times we fail at it, we need to keep on trying until we get it because that's how you acquire riches. That is truly how you acquire riches. You have a goal and you have this burning desire to attain that goal. You don't let anything stop you. People see all these successful celebrities and stuff, and they just highlight the successes because they see that person at the top at this point, but they don't realize all the hard work it took before the success came or how many failures came before that actual success and that break that they got. So or the opportunity that they took to become successful. Now, let's not say break that they got because it's kind of discrediting to the hard work that they put in. So, you definitely want to make sure you realize that people fail before they make it. And you could fail multiple times. Multiple times. So never get stopped. Never get stopped. Never get tired of failing and never stop trying because you will make it one of those days. So that's one, determination. Two, her expressiveness. She uses her whole body to express herself, and it's so amazing because, sorry, uh, because it's so liberating. I've tried it, and they say we have things such as power poses, poses that make you feel powerful. So if you do like this, you can't see me. I'll bend down a little bit, and your hands are like outward, but they're up, but they're facing inward, like this. But you do that, and that's a power pose. And you gotta flare your nose up a little bit and stuff. But there are multiple power poses that you can take that make you feel more confident, that releases certain endorphins and whatnot in your brain. and that make you feel more confident, and that has physiological effects on you. Baby, watch out, okay? Thank you. Yes. Give me 5. Yay, good job. So, yeah, it is extremely liberating to have those poses and to express yourself using your whole body. You know, we're as adults, we're nurtured to cut out all creativity, to cut out the dreaming aspects of ourselves, to cut out, all the expressiveness and you know, the wild, we're taught to have inhibitions, and kids don't have inhibitions at all. And we teach them that's learned behavior. So I think it's time to release some of those inhibitions and let go of it. And just, you don't have to be in public doing it, but go home and just express yourself. If you're happy, be like, whoa, whoa, I'm happy. Or if you're sad, just wallow, and you just kind of, or if you're mad, yeah, you tell them, baby, you tell them. uh, if you're mad, you whatever, just don't hit anybody or don't place harm upon anybody. But you could be expressive in your body with it, and it is liberating as hell, like I'm trying to tell you. So her expressiveness. 3, her forgiveness, her ability to forgive. Children will, let me start off with a disclaimer. You can traumatize children, and children will take things, and it'll go, experiences and traumas and whatnot will sit in the back of their mind, and they will fester, and it could literally change a child's life and how they see the world. So be careful with that. Raising a child is no joke, and studying a developing brain is one of the most useful things you can do for raising a child. It is not easy. It is not an easy feat. And you want your child to be as successful as possible. So you want to do as much research on a developing brain or a developing child as much as possible, because I'm telling you, the research that I've done thus far has worked so much for me and has opened my eyes to so much. And, I've always had a love for psychology. So I've kind of had that background already. But to delve way deeper into the developing mind, into a young child, instead of adults that are already scarred and trying to figure out what happened, and take preventative measures to not scar the children. So I'm kind of digressing a little bit, so I gotta double back. But their ability to forgive is amazing. When you do small wrongs by them, such as if I tell her no for something that she has her back turned towards me, so I think she's into something she's not supposed to be, but she's grabbing her bottle or something, and I'm like, no, and then she turns around like, what? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, and then I ask for a hug. And she forgives me, and she goes on about her day, not holding grudges or resentment against me. No, no touching. Naomi, no. No, it's not a toy. And yeah, like that. So, she's angry right now, but she turned around and started looking at TV again, and she's fine. The situation has been forgiven and forgotten. Well, to an extent, forgotten. But yeah, it's just the fact that you don't want to hold all these grudges and resentment in your body, because then it manifests into something that could be potentially physiological, harmful for you, as far as you receive headaches, stomach aches, stuff like that. It can fester into some kind of ailment, body ailment, or is mentally harmful, and it takes up mental space. And one of my videos in the future is going to be about mental clarity and mental space as well, because that is so important in order to be successful and in order to be the best you possible. So you don't want to hold on to the past and those grudges and that resentment against people. You have to learn how to forgive and let go. If you say you forgive someone, then truly forgive them and let go of the situation. Now, I'm not saying that you forgive someone and then you let them do whatever they did to wrong you in the first place. Again, that repetitive behavior is not what I'm condoning. I am condoning being smart about it and forgiving people. And if you need to create distance between yourself and that person, then do so. It's not a problem to create distance between yourself and someone else. whether it be family, friends, loved ones, acquaintances, associates, whatever. And if you can't, try to minimize the conversation as much as possible, but you have to forgive that person in order for you to live your best life that you can live. So, we have to take her forgiveness. Um, and, when she's especially mad, we do breathing exercises, and I tell her, breathe. And she'll do it, and it's so cute. And, I'm trying to teach her how to cope and how to cope with anger and stress early, because I don't want these things to take over her or overwhelm her when she's older. These are going to be coping mechanisms that work, and a lot of people don't have coping mechanisms or weren't raised with coping mechanisms and weren't able to communicate their feelings effectively, which led to so many bad things happening in this world. So we need to teach our kids young, and we also need to come back to it ourselves and learn the essence of forgiveness. So that was 3. 4 is her ability and willingness to learn. I love this because, as we get older, I spoke on this in another video. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but we're not dogs, we're humans. And our brains are plastic. That was yesterday's video when I was speaking about neuroplasticity in the brain. Um, we have to come out with a willingness to learn. We have to be open to learning new things. We can't be closed-minded about stuff. When we say the phrase, I know, our mind shuts down from whatever else another person is telling us from that point on to the end of the conversation, because we say, I know already. Stop saying I know. Even if it's information that you do know, it could be a different aspect or a different perspective of that same situation that you haven't considered yet. So don't be afraid to learn and relearn things. It is vital to success. It is crucial. You have to have a student mentality in everything that you do, because we're all students of life. When you think you know it all, then you cause more harm to yourself than good. So you have to open yourself up and consider things that you never even considered before, because even if you don't agree with it, it brings you a more well-rounded viewpoint, and you have to be more open-minded, and I spoke about that earlier this week as well. So all of this is coming around full circles. All my videos tie in together to an extent, and it's all about progressively becoming a better person, all in all. That's why I tell people, like, okay, go back and watch my other video, because it will make sense. It ties into this one. They all tie in together, because we're complicated and not complicated. We're complex beings. We're quite simple, but we're complex at the same time. And we have to, in order to be our best selves, we have to be mentally healthy, spiritually, physically. We have to. There are different components to make ourselves the best we can be. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm specifying that. And oh yeah, diets as well. But yeah, that goes in the physical aspect. But yeah, it's just multiple components, and I want to make sure that we touch on all of that. But you have to. It starts with mindset. It starts with the mind. You have to be open and willing to learn, because without that, you don't have much of anything. What's the matter, baby? Nothing. You just want attention. Okay. Um, and oh yeah, a quote that I heard about kids versus adults. They say, I forgot who it was. I think it was the guy he's from Chicago. I do not remember his name. He ended up being like the head designer for Nike. But he is extraordinary, by the way. His story is extraordinary. But it's like when you go on a vacation, you're looking straight forward in the street, and kids look up in the sky. You have to have that kid mentality and look up in the sky and realize like all the beautiful things that you're seeing, and have a different take on it. So I thought that to be very profound and insightful, because we all look straight forward. It's like, okay, but just stand and walk with your head up to the sky and kind of be amazed and taken aback and awe about the scenery, especially if you're in a place like New York or Chicago, where there are tall buildings and skyscrapers and stuff. So do you guys look in the sky at all? Like every night I point to the stars with my daughter, and those stars and the moon, and we count stars and look at constellations and stuff. It's just you have to be more in tune with nature. But that's a whole other video. Um, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that was 4. 5. Her strength. So from in utero, my daughter has been a fighter. She has been a fighter from the moment, well, I won't say the moment she was conceived, well, but technically, we're all fighters from the moment that we're conceived. So, because we have to be the fastest swimmer. Um, but um, she, towards in the early second trimester, that's when they started realizing I was having complications with my pregnancy. And from that point, she was fighting to stay alive and fighting to, stay inside, even though it was kind of a hostile environment for her. But it was safer than coming out. So she had that fight, and then she was born 10 weeks early, and she was in the NICU fighting for her life to become strong enough. When she came home, she was fighting to catch up. So she is a fighter, and her strength is just in her. It's in her. It was naturally in her to fight and survive. And I admire that so much. My daughter is so strong, and it's just so inspiring. And we all need to be like that. We don't have to be hostile or confrontational type fighting, but we have to fight for what we want. We want to fight for our lifestyle that we want. We want to fight for love. We want to, fight for abundance. We have to go for what we want, and we have to show that fight, that strength, and that survivability. Because if we're not consistent and resilient, our first couple failures could knock us down, and then we become quitters. Essentially, we quit, and we don't need to do that. We need to stand up, get up again, and continue on that fight until we get what we want out of life. We're the script writers in our life. No one else. Well, God, yes, but no other human is the script writer except us, and we have that power. God gave us the ability to write our own scripts. So come on now, let's get to it, people. How she celebrates herself. You want to come up? How she celebrates herself. You say hi. How she celebrates herself. My daughter will celebrate herself anytime she feels she's made an accomplishment. She's like, yay! And she'll clap her hands, and she'll look around, and she expects everyone else to clap their hands for her as well. And I think we should all do that. Like, celebrate yourself. I'm not saying every weekend go out and party and go to the club and get drunk and stuff like that, but if you want a glass of wine to celebrate, go ahead and have that glass of wine. If you want to brag on Facebook about it, or share your accomplishment on Facebook about it, it doesn't have to be bragging per se, but you could do that, or celebrate. Do something that you love doing. Go for a walk in nature. Do something nice. Take a nap. Celebrate however is conducive to you in your lifestyle, but celebrate your small wins, because if you don't celebrate for you, who will? And if you don't celebrate your small wins, you won't recognize how many small wins you have to keep going for that big win. Leave the calendar alone, girl. Oh, you did it. So definitely celebrate your wins. Oh, how she commands attention and respect. This little girl commands attention. As you can see by her standing in the corner. You couldn't see her standing in the corner, but she was standing in the corner like, ah, and screaming and stuff. All that screaming was because I wasn't giving her attention. Like, she commands attention wherever she goes, and respect. She doesn't like or tolerate disrespect. No, baby, these are important. Don't. But yeah, sorry. Mommy life. But yeah, she doesn't tolerate disrespect from just random individuals or people, or she's very observant, and she's very in tune with herself, and she knows exactly what she likes and does not like. And if you do something she does not like, she has no problem telling you. So yes, we should definitely command attention and respect where we go. I'm not saying be an attention hog. I'm not gonna say the horror thing. I'm not saying be an attention hog or whatever, but when you come into a room, command respect, hold yourself with, dignity and integrity, and have yourself in a poised position so that other people will know, like, I'm not timid, I'm not scared, I'm confident, I'm myself, I'm happy, and I got this. Like, and people will start treating you that way. So, and the last one is, um, well, it's two of them, but this one is short, so we're gonna do the two. Her seemingly infinite energy. We all need more energy. Well, I'm not gonna say we all do, but I know I do. I need more energy, and we do a lot of things that drain us of our energy, and we need to, cut that stuff out and become more energetic so that we could be more productive. Use that energy towards becoming our best selves and doing what we want to do and what we love doing in life. So we need more energy, that infinite energy, and that zest for life. And the last one is how observant she is. This little girl is so observant, like, and it's just amazing how quick she picks up on things that we don't even realize that we're doing. Like I said, 90% of our actions are from our subconscious. They're autopilot mode, they're habits that we have. So sometimes you have to sit back and realize, like, what habits do I have, especially when you have kids, You have to realize the habits that you have, because they will pick up on those habits so quick because they're so observant. They will take those words that you say constantly and repeat them. They will take the actions that you say. My daughter got into my lipstick, and it's because she sees me put on lipstick every day, multiple times a day, and she wants to do it herself. She also eats it. So, um, but she got into my lipstick and she likes to draw on the TV with it. That's her thing. But yeah, so it's little things like that. She likes, helping me cook, and because she sees me cook all the time, and she's like, cook, and she wants to sit up high so she can see what's going on, and she wants to help and contribute. And kids are so observant, and they just want to become adults. We're their best friends. We're their role models. We're all they're exposed to, as much as we're exposed to them. So they look up to us, and they love us unconditionally, and we're their friends, we're their leaders, we're their role models, and we have to really pay attention to the things that we're teaching our kids, consciously and subconsciously. And but I definitely think we need to take how observant they are and apply that to our lives. We need to observe our own actions, and then we need to observe the actions of others, because once you start observing the actions of others and the mindsets of others, you'll start to see who's good in your life, who's harmonious in your life, and who's not so complimentary in your life as well. So you need to take inventory of your friends, your circles, and you'll start realizing, like, there's an opportunity here, or this place that I'm working at isn't serving me. Being observant goes, it helps in multiple ways, in multiple levels and facets. So, in every aspect of your life. So you definitely want to be more observant. We all need to be more observant. What's the matter? You want to come up? So that's the list of things that my daughter, the traits that my daughter has that I want to adapt more in my life. Mwah. And that all of us should adapt in our lives. And I'm not just saying they're just exclusive to my daughter, but because I see her every day and she's mine, this is what I see every day. I know multiple kids have these traits, and we should just take on the traits of babies and children more. Yeah, you say bye-bye. You say happy hump day, happy hump day, happy hump day, woo, happy hump day, woo, happy hump day, woo. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, so you guys have a wonderful night. I'll try and be more early and timely tomorrow. Get it done in the morning. But if not, I will talk to you tomorrow either way it goes. Because I'm uploading 5 days a week, so turn up. See you guys tomorrow. Leave that calendar alone, girl. And y'all have a wonderful night. Ciao.